by the website today. Real wholesale and dropship suppliers. No BS, no made up stuff, just the real scoop. I'm going to share with you a quick PowerPoint presentation on how to find real dropshippers, real suppliers, just a straight scoop, no BS.
I just wanted to talk to you about how to find drop shipping companies. What I'd like to do is expose the entire process of finding legitimate drop shippers right here, right now, no BS, just a straight scoop. You see, there are a lot of drop shipping companies out there and they do work, but there's a catch. If you've done any searching online for any amount of time for more than 5 minutes, then you've probably already seen a lot of the drop shipping companies out there already, like Shopster or Simplex or China Vision, and there's any number of other ones. I think it's probably safe to assume that what you're doing is you're searching for and looking for companies that will drop ship products to your customers that you acquire either through eBay or some other online e-commerce website. So like I mentioned above, you can find online sites that offer turnkey solutions, but many of them have one really big flaw, and it's this: it's simply not feasible for you to purchase inventory cheap enough from these type of drop shipping companies to remain competitive online in the marketplaces like eBay or Craigslist or your own e-commerce website and still have a consistent profit. It's really the dirty secret that a lot of these companies will not tell you. Now, it may be decent for a complete beginner to use an e-commerce site like one of the ones that I mentioned, but it just doesn't make sense to do it on a long-term basis. Today's consumer is really very smart when it comes to purchasing items, and they're not going to purchase something from an e-commerce site or eBay unless they know that they're already getting a really good deal on it. So others have figured this out. They know who to purchase from. They know where to get it exactly. And I can assure you that the vast majority of them don't use these types of drop shipping companies to get their merchandise. So here's the no BS info about how to make this business model work. Really, the solution is twofold, and it does involve some elbow grease and some good old-fashioned legwork. Now here's an important concept to keep in mind. In order to be competitive and to purchase items at wholesale, you need to be able to purchase items at wholesale. I know that sounds a little redundant, but here's what I mean. In order to do this business properly and do it the right way, you have to get a wholesaler certificate, and it's really the best way to do it. You see, this is not a business you can just simply pretend like you're in business. You really have to be in business. It can't be a hobby. This will allow you to purchase items from other businesses at a wholesale cost, but once again, there is a small catch. The catch is that once you've gotten the wholesale certificate and you've done the basic stuff that you have to do to be a business, the secret is to purchase the products as close to the manufacturing level as possible and then have them drop ship them to your customer. You see, the e-commerce business is really very ruthless with competition, and there's lots of people out there that are willing to sell the exact same item that you're offering for as cheap as possible because they went ahead, they did the legwork, and they found the item as close to the manufacturer as possible. Now, just a word of caution, though, on this. You have to be very careful at attempting to purchase from overseas manufacturers. If you go online doing searching, many times these can be just straight up scams, and they put you at huge risk for all kinds of possible problems, so I highly recommend not doing that. There are a lot of products that are available right here in the United States, for example, so there's no need to start looking for overseas manufacturers. So here's another really big secret resource. You can find dropshipping companies by looking for them in trade show directories. Many of the major cities in the United States have trade shows every single year. And then they have their own websites and of course their own directory on that website. They list the vendor's information on their website with all their contact info. So it's really as simple as going on there, finding a vendor that's interesting to you or you're thinking about selling their item, getting the contact info, and then picking up the phone and calling them. Once you do that, they usually have a vendor package ready to either email or mail out to you that outlines their standard purchasing terms. So this is why it's really important that you get the appropriate business certificates that give you the necessary credibility to work with these companies. And not all suppliers are willing to ship single items. But really the only way to find out is to start dialing the phone, sending the emails, and then establishing those relationships with the product vendor or the manufacturer. It's just important to remember that this is all about profit margin. As your business gets bigger, you can make better deals with companies because you can buy in light bulk and then maybe inventory those items in a small little warehouse that are good sellers. And as you have a little bit more inventory, you can sell them more quickly at a lower cost. You're able to buy in greater volume. Finally, there is one small shortcut, and I would recommend this more as an intermediate step rather than a long-term solution, because it's always better to try to establish your own relationship with wholesale suppliers, but it is a great intermediate step. There is one company that you may have already seen others talking about, and that company is Worldwide Brands. Of all the online wholesaling and drop shipping companies, they are really head and shoulders above everyone else. And the reason why is this. Simply because they already do what I just talked about above. They go to the trade shows, they make the phone calls, they do all the research of the manufacturers and the suppliers for literally thousands of different products. Then what they do is they compile that information into a database that you can access, and that database on their website is called OneSource. The only problem with Worldwide Brands is really the cost. And honestly, it's relatively expensive, but it is a lifetime membership and it's $299. So really you have to think of it like this though. You could save a lot of time and effort in the beginning, and that may be the right thing for you to do. If, like I said, if you set yourself up as a business, then most likely, and I'm not an expert, but most likely it's going to be a tax write-off anyway. So just check with your CPA on that. So it's really something to think about. The bottom line here is that drop shipping with companies does work, but you have to do the research and you have to do the follow-up, and it really is the key to success in the e-commerce and drop shipping business. Thanks for watching the video. Please be sure and visit the website. If you're not already on the website, please visit us at wholesaleanddropshipdirect.com. Thanks for watching.